What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Halftime Snacks podcast. This show features short interviews that you can listen during the halftime of your favorite sports events. Every Tuesday, I host fun conversations with talented people in the sports industry where we'll learn from their stories, knowledge, and experiences. So go grab your favorite snack and come snack with us. Are you ready? Let's go! Today's episode features the founder and CEO of Playing the Field, which is one of the most exciting ideas I've heard of in a while. Playing the Field is a social network exclusively for sports fans. This platform allows sports fans to connect with one another to create anything from friendships to teammates or even finding your MVP. Their goal is literally to help sports fans connect with each other beyond the playing field. Our guest today is also the host of Fan Experience TV, the show where sports fans go behind the podium to share their favorite fan experiences. I can't wait for today's halftime snack. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, Mike Katos.
Thank you very much, Ronan. It's an absolute pleasure to join you on the Halftime Snacks podcast.
Mike, you're more than welcome. It's a pleasure to have you. Let's kick it off with a quick, fun icebreaker. And that is, if you could have one dinner with a sports coach, dead or alive, who would you choose and why?
Oh, all right. Throwing in the trick questions here with us. Honestly, Bobby V, because I just love him, Bobby Valentine. He's the reason I'm a sports fan.
Wait, for those who don't know who's Bobby V, can you just give a quick...
He was the manager of the New York Mets in the 90s and early 2000s, and he brought them to the playoffs and the World Series in 2000. And that was really when I started paying attention to the Mets. And he's known notoriously for getting thrown out of a game and coming back wearing a fake mustache. And sitting in the dugout. So he's always known for that, but he did a lot with a little, and he was just a great manager and made watching the New York Mets fun.
That's great, Mike. Man, welcome finally to our episode. I've been expecting this for a while. Some of the ideas to bring you on the show is to really learn more about the business model behind Playing the Field, the future of social networking and meeting people through virtual to real life. Really also want to learn how Playing the Field went through the pandemic, and really what does it take, or how are you planning to scale the business to different verticals. But how about we just start off by, probably a story. I want to know, how many sports fans you really had to meet to come up with Playing the Field. How many people you had to meet?
Yes, so I would go on the side of how many non-sports fans did I have to meet till I realized how important Playing the Field was going to be for me. And when I came up with this concept, I was sitting there judging by my age, and the fact that I'm a lifelong sports fan. I used all the dating apps that are out there right now. And I just found myself constantly scrolling through profiles in an effort to find sports fans. And I would just be scrolling and trying to find somebody that's wearing a jersey or a bio mentioning their favorite teams. And you end up scrolling through, sometimes it's 10 profiles, sometimes it's 15, sometimes it's 25. And you finally come up with somebody that, that resembles what you're looking for, so to speak. And I felt like it was a very cumbersome, very frustrating, and very roundabout way to get to what you needed to do. You couldn't filter out and find sports fans all by themselves. And if you could, and some apps would let you put in sports as an interest or a keyword. And I thought that was very insulting, because I feel that being a sports fan is not an interest, it is a lifestyle. And there needed to be a product that was out there that resonated with the fact that it's a lifestyle, and it's just a way of life for people that cheer for and live and breathe sports.
I wanted to ask you, like, at what point you realized that this platform or this idea that you had to solve that like issue could really be monetized and really become a business.
Yeah, so when I first thought of the idea, I was really thinking about it in terms of my own selfish desires. I just wanted to find an easier way to connect with sports fans, and the fact that this didn't exist in the market, I just wanted it to exist in the market. It really did not. It really wasn't about starting a business. It was about creating a product that was needed for people, and that was first and foremost. If I don't believe in it, then no amount of money is really gonna change that. It's a matter of just like wanting it for myself and being able to give it to other people that are out there and help the sports fans with a really big problem that exists in the world and the void that's in the market. And I was dabbling and learning how to code at that point, and I figured out the name playing the field. It took me about 20 seconds to figure out that name. And I actually went to a like coding seminars, and just tried networking with people to learn how to code and learn how to make this app, and brought up the idea to somebody that I was talking to at this networking event, and they're like, "This is like a business." I'm like, "Well, I guess you're right." I didn't realize how big it was until I actually sat and took a step back and thought about it, and I ended up going out there and trademarking the name and going after it. So it really wasn't until I took that step back and just forgot about the whole selfish desire part, and realized that it was a viable business.
Yeah, it sounds like you first of all understood that this was something you could use and this was something you would use. It's like a gap in your own experience as call it like as a single male or just as a sports fan that wants to connect with other people. You kind of like felt this gap and you were like, okay, so I'm gonna do it for me and then I'm gonna see how many people join, and then it kind of like took off from there. Or was there a specific moment when you were like, man, this could actually be something like huge, this could actually like was there a point in time that you seriously thought you were brilliant for just having this idea on the back of your mind for a while?
I'm not gonna go and declare myself you know uh, Tesla or Edison or anything, or an Elon Musk or whatever the case is. But the fact of the matter is, there was a void. There was a void in the market. I did think of something that, yes, do I think it's a simple concept that just wasn't capitalized on? Yes. But really, at the end of the day, it's a matter of how can I help the people that I resonate with, you know, 100%. And it's these sports fans, and I understand the pain points. And really, at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. It's not about the amount of money that it could bring in. I already know after building this and going out and marketing it and talking to people, I understand what it could bring in, and it's amazing. But mostly, it's just about doing what I love and having a blast doing so.
Man, I want to talk about the notion of sports being something where people can connect so easily. And this I've realized, at any point in time where when you meet someone new, I feel like sports is really just the one thing that you can always talk about. You know what I'm saying? So it's like this area in culture where I don't know if it really applies to other specific areas like say music or art or movies even, or I don't really know, but I think there's something about sports. I want to know if there's any take you have around that. Is there anything specific about sports that make it such an appealing and compelling topic to just discuss anywhere and with anyone?
I 100%. because as I said before, I don't think sports is an interest. It is a lifestyle. You mentioned music. Yeah, you could like music, you could like R&B music, you could like, hard rock, but there's no other similarities. Yeah, just because you and another person like hard rock doesn't mean like you're from the same circles and you're going to get along, like you would if you were a baseball fan or the fan of the same team. I don't think I don't think teams are as important as some people may. I think that a sports fan versus a non-sports fan is a bigger gap than a Mets fan versus a Yankees fan. That's in my opinion. That's what I feel to my core. And I had as far as the lifestyle, if you're walking through the street and you see somebody wearing a jersey and it's the same jersey of the team that you're that you love, you you feel like you know half of that person's life story because you've lived exactly those painful moments and those joyful moments along with them. You don't know their name, but you know what they feel inside because of just all the all those memories and those fan experiences, which also brings me to another point, which I have that fan experience TV, and we talk sports and we talk to people in the industry just like you do, and me and Rick met at a Mets game, and drummed up a friendship for over a decade now, and now we're co-hosting a sports talk TV show together. So do I think that sports can just naturally bring people together? 125%.
No, that's awesome, man. I didn't know that you were co-host with someone you met in a baseball game. That's amazing, and he's also now your partner in playing the field. So, man, you never know where life is gonna take you and where sports are gonna take you eventually. So, it's awesome for you to share with us, Mike. In what ways have you, or do you think playing the field has really challenged the traditional social network ecosystem?
Yeah, I just think I think that the social networking apps that are out there, whether it be the Facebooks of the world or the dating apps of the world, some offer the friendship angle. That they're great for the general broadness that they can offer, but we want to hone in on the sports fan, and playing the field does just that, because the second that you sign up, you're selecting a favorite team in part of the initial sign up process, not constructing your profile later. This is one of the core information that we take in right off the bat. So sorry for the pun, no pun intended there. But yeah, you're just gonna have them put in their team. Let's say it's the New York Yankees, and then we're going to generate a digital card for them, and they are going to have the colors navy and the navy and off white for their card, and it's going to say New York, New York Baseball Club in AL, until we can get licensing, and then we can put in some logos, hopefully not in the sometime in the near future. But for now, it's going to be the navy and white. For the Mets, it's going to be that blue and orange, and so on and so forth for whatever team that they're going to choose. We have all the major team sports, professional baseball, football, even have soccer, whether it's domestic or international. So we have all that. College teams, they're all baked into our app as well. So we have we're going to add in like minor league teams and stuff like that. But all the major markets are all covered for.
Here's where I think I'd see most of the value, at least for me, in a platform like yours, and just tell me where your mind takes you with my example. But so I'm a Nuggets fan, basketball, NBA Nuggets fan, since AI played with Carmelo back in, I think it was 2004, 2005. don't really remember well. But so I'm a Nuggets fan, whatever. I'm from Mexico City, and so I haven't been able to really travel to a game because none of my friends are Nuggets fans, and it's not like Denver is like this very popular place like LA or Miami or New York to just come and hang out and watch a game, right? So this is
Mm-hmm.
one of the reasons why I haven't really been able to come and see a game because I haven't found anyone amongst my circle of friends that could really join me to a game there. So what I'm thinking is that okay, if this platform can really just give me, ways of meeting people even from Denver, even from there, I can, start talking while I'm in Mexico and be like, "Hey, listen, so I'm a Nuggets fan and I want to come. I want to see the game, but I don't want to watch it alone." Like you know what I'm saying? You know where I'm going? I'm connecting with people, like-minded people that would give me just the reason or just the final tick to really come and watch a Nuggets game. So this is where I really see like tons of value in the platform. Is this something that you kind of like knew? Was this something kind of like also the idea of why you made it to like have people find like-minded people that would join them in activities, say it's just a game or just also the sport as itself, like practice, like basketball pickup games or soccer or whatever? Was this like an idea from the beginning, or this was more developed as you guys went? What do you think about like its development as really enabling experiences, creating new and different experiences that wouldn't be there otherwise?
You want I mean, completely understand where you're coming from. So the initial concept, like I explained, was from the dating aspect. But as I'm creating this and as I am, going out there and taking in market research and talking to people, I saw that there was a lot of people that were in committed relationships, but they were lacking in friendships that, in all different aspects of that social realm. And one of the things that, even judging by my own experiences, as you mentioned, I used to, want to, if I had like Wednesday nights off of work, I wanted to join a softball league for a Wednesday night. But you need 13 players. You need 13 players, and in your adult life, you have friends that have responsibilities. You have friends that have differing work schedules. People with kids, and whatever it is, you name it. So it's hard to get 13, 14 people together and to commit to a Wednesday night every single week, between your group of friends. So and I would just give up right before I even start in trying to create this team, because I knew I didn't have the resources, I didn't have the reach that I wanted to. So just having an app and a centralized platform where I can go and I can recruit people to play softball or to play kickball or to get a pickup basketball game going, as you mentioned. You can't just ride your bike over to your friend's house like you could when you were kids and say, "Hey, let's go play basketball." It doesn't work like that when you're an adult, and we want to, sports is a kid's game, at heart. You feel like you're a kid when you're at the ballpark and you're at the stadiums and you're watching your favorite teams play, and some of you want to play as well, and we want to make it easy and not a chore to go and do that. And I feel that this one centralized platform is going to help people, put together those teams, and it's also going to help those people like yourself that wants to travel. We're not available in Mexico yet. We will be soon. However, yeah,
Now you have a good reason to open the
oh,
app in Mexico.
I didn't need another one, but I'm glad that I have one. But yeah, we're trying to push the domestic United States market first, but we will definitely be venturing off to Mexico. Canada would be the next, and then definitely overseas as we continue moving outwards. But yeah, I mean, there's people that, especially during COVID now, a lot of people are being displaced and they're moving all over the place. because maybe they lost their job and then there's jobs available somewhere else, or maybe the cost of living in a certain place, like even New York. I'm in New York. I'm on Long Island, but a lot of people from Manhattan in the city, they moved elsewhere because they just couldn't afford their houses and their apartments that were in New York, and now everyone's going remote, for the most part in a lot of places, and it's becoming kind of a new norm. But you're going to move, some people, New Yorkers, typically move to Florida, and there's a healthy serving of Yankee fans and Mets fans and Jets fans and Giants fans in Florida already. But what if they don't want to move to Florida? What if they want to move to Texas? You're going to be hard pressed to find a Giants fan in the middle of Texas, but they're there. They are there. And something like that's going to help them. A freshman going away to college and leaving their hometown for the first time ever is going to know nobody, but they can go and connect with somebody that's a sports fan, a fan of this, certain the same team possibly, and they could drum up a quick friendship to make that freshman transition a lot less awkward than it needs to be. And recent graduates are going to have to move, to different cities to find jobs. And I feel that playing the field is going to help them tremendously with that as well.
That's amazing for the client and customer side. Now let's talk about what COVID meant for your business. How it affected it, and how are you working your way through those obstacles, coming up with solutions?
Honestly, COVID in a way helped our business because I was sitting there trying to figure out how to create this app, and I was going out and I was taking investor meetings and trying to pitch my idea, and at that point it was just an idea. There was nothing, like I didn't have an app, and I couldn't figure out how to build it by myself. I was trying to find and raise capital to hire a couple of developers, and I went to a pitch event and somebody told me about this program called Bubble. It's a no code software builder, and then a week later, COVID shut everything down. I had investor meetings lined up, I had pitch events lined up, and those were no longer. And I got laid off from my day job, because as did most of the world at that point in time. And I utilized the extra 50, 60 hours a week that I was given, and I went to town, and I used the software that one person recommended, and I built the app from the ground up. And we are available right now. It is still in an open beta. It is on the web right now, and we are looking to get those mobile apps out very shortly on the Apple and Play stores. But we are available, and people are signing up in droves at this point because of all of our marketing efforts uh, over the last year or so.
That's awesome, man. I can't wait to sign up. Can't wait for you to guys have it in Mexico.
Yeah, yeah, we'll get there. Don't worry.
Where do you see playing the field really scaling in terms of like verticals? I know that now you're thinking probably mostly around baseball, football, soccer, NBA, basketball, and of course, from the type of connections that you want to make, you also thought about dating, you thought about friendships, maybe also teammates. And what else are you thinking? Where else can this platform really expand to or scale? And where, like, what do you think in terms of that growing to different verticals, in the upcoming years?
Yeah, yeah. So right now we're focused mostly on the team sports and the fans of said team sports. I feel that there are dating apps, there are networking apps for the athlete themselves. Like you got your Map My Runs and apps such of those natures. So there's a lot of networking apps for athletes, gym based, and find a gym buddy and workout buddy. but we wanna have something that resonates with the fan. The armchair quarterbacks of the world. The people that unfortunately they can't get up and go to the gym because they have a disability, and but they still love the game, and they love to watch it. They love to live and breathe it, and we want to make sure that they're not left out of the market, and athletes are still able to use our app because they're sports fans at heart too. So it brings everyone together, and that's really where we're going with that. But we definitely want to branch out a little bit into some of the solo sports, like the tennises of the world, the golf, even some esports, because that's a huge market as well. So really, anything sports related. Right now, the UI is catered towards team sports because of the trading card aspect, and the fact that your favorite team is showcased front and center. But we would definitely work on some new UI, and have it catered, to be sports specific. As we go forward in the future, and we don't want to just stop there. We want to be a whole, a whole sports company. We want to help make the new generation of sports fans, and that starts when you're young. We want to make sure that kids are sitting there and they're playing sports, and if it's hard for them to play, we definitely want to play our part, and getting kids on the field, and keeping them engaged, and really just out of trouble off their phones, because and yes, we're building an app and social networking app, but we still don't want kids to sit there on their phones. We want to help that youth initiative, and hey, down the line, the aspirations of having our own beer line or having our own stadium or team is kind of my 10-15 year goal there.
Man, I wish this existed a couple of years ago when I was a kid. I would have just seen myself using it so much. But also it doesn't really make sense because a few years when I was a kid there was barely any iPhones. So I guess that we're right in the time where technology really allows it. You have everyone using a mobile phone, a smartphone on their pocket, and that makes them really being able to connect with each other. So I guess that the timing is couldn't really be anything better for you guys, and that's why I think that you are really gonna have so much success in that area. I also see it expanding to grassroots sports, right? Parents meeting parents of other kids that are under the same team or under the same area or municipality or area code, whatever you want to call
Mm-hmm.
it. Like I really see it everywhere, as long as like sport is really the motive between just making new connections with other people. And that's why I think it's super exciting, and it really is here to disrupt what we know about meeting others through virtual, and creating new and different experiences through that, Michael. So man, tons of respect for what you guys are developing. If there's anything that I can do for you guys, let me know. And man, I can't wrap this super fun and delicious halftime snack with you, my man, without asking you a more probably personal question, and that is, what's the thing you're most grateful for?
Most grateful for is just great friends and family, to support me in not only this, but just like everything, and certainly my health, and the fact that I get to wake up every single day, and have a beautiful daughter that actually gives me the motivation to sit there and really want to push harder, and push this thing out there into the world, and help a lot of people.
That's amazing, Mike. Thank you for sharing. Where can people find you? Where can people find Playing the Field, sign up?
Yes. So on the web, we are at playingthefield.io, and you can find us on all social media platforms at Play the Field Now. We also have a sports talk TV show called Fan Experience TV. where myself and my co-host Rick, we talk sports weekly. Right now we're going off every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, and talking sports. And we also have guests on, similar to Ronen, and we have people that are in and around the sports industry. We actually have had some some guests overlap between me and us and the Halftime Snacks podcast. So definitely go check out
Yeah.
Andrew Nauher's episode, Max Montre, and Matt Wolf. So definitely go check those out if you haven't already. But thank you very much for listening to my episode of Halftime Snacks. It was an absolute pleasure to come on, Ronen, and thank you for the honor.
Man, there's tons of competition on Tuesdays, man. Halftime Snacks are also coming out on Tuesdays, but that's great. That's awesome. At least people are really gonna be entertained on Tuesdays. Anyways, Mike, man, I want to thank you so much for coming to the Halftime Snacks. It was really an honor and a pleasure to host you and listen to you and your story and your background and your really inspiring trajectory towards playing the field and building it and really scaling it, and trying to bring new and different solutions and tools for us sports fans. Man, I appreciate you. I appreciate your platform, and I appreciate you really coming to the Halftime Snacks, man. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you enjoyed this episode, hit the subscribe button and leave a review on Apple Podcasts. If you enjoy learning about the business and technology behind sports, make sure you subscribe to the Sports Tech Biz newsletter. I'll leave the link in the show notes. See you all next week. Bye-bye.